This is Sean Morgan with the Patriot Freedom Project. I'm here with Sandy Weyer, a J6 defendant. Sandy, thank you for sharing your story with me today. So tell me about what happened on January 6th and the legal case that came after that.
Thank you for having me. Yes, January 6th, like any other rally, we went to D.C. We attended the ones in November and December, and I saw it was a pretty peaceful day. We did end up in the building for about 11 minutes, and of course, no damage, no destruction, no property. We walked in, we walked around the building, actually spent 11 minutes looking for my little brother that we lost on the outside of the building when we all went in. And so June of 2021, the FBI came to my house, SWAT team form, riot shields and ARs drawn, and arrested me and took me over to the federal building in Harrisburg. And after 9 hours, I found out what I was charged with. And I was charged with the 1512C2 and the 4 misdemeanors that most of us Jan 6ers end up getting. So I started maneuvering my way through the court system, which took, several years. And eventually I did a bench trial with Judge Boasberg, and he found me guilty on all 5 counts and sentenced me to 14 months in prison. So I self-surrendered in November of 2023. And in December of 2023, Fisher versus the United States made its way to the Supreme Court. So I filed for a motion to be released pending that decision. After a couple months, the judge did grant my release. So I got out in February of 2024. And during that time, when I was incarcerated, my husband started getting sick. I've been married for 40 years. And my husband started getting sick, and, we'd talk on the phone. And when I got out, I made him go see a doctor, and he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away 3 months later. But during that time on his deathbed, he was so stressed and worried that I had to go back to court and get resentenced for the misdemeanors once they vacated the 1512. So I talked to my attorney, Nick Smith, one day, and I went and let my husband know that, I lied to him, and I told him that the attorney told me that my case was over and I was free. I couldn't let my husband pass away like that, thinking that I was going to go back to prison. So that's what I let him believe when he passed away. A month later, after he passed away, I was taken back to court, and the prosecutors wanted to send me back to prison for 9 months. And I was fortunate enough to have Julie Kelly write a story about my case. And it got a lot of attention on social media. And the morning of my resentencing, the prosecutors decided to ask for 9 months of home incarceration instead of, more prison time. So I was sentenced to time served, and I got maybe 240 hours of community service that I was supposed to do. Then, of course, President Trump was elected, and I didn't do any of that. But, yeah.
Well, how do you see your life moving forward now?
I'm not really sure. I'm taking it day by day, and there's really rough days. And, after it's been a year since my husband passed away, so, I'm used to having him by my side. And the last 4 years of our marriage were spent being tortured by our government. And, I want the people that did that to us, not just me, but my husband, I want them to pay for that. I want them to suffer the same fate that I did.
Yes, well, accountability, they should suffer for what they did.
Absolutely.
Yes. And any specific parties or, there's so many different layers of the bureaucracy that was weaponized against you. Are there any particular aspects that you focused on that you think can fix things?
I'm hoping people like Ed Martin and Kash Patel, and I hope that they are going to carry through with promises that they made before they were put in those positions. I don't have a lot of faith that that's going to happen, but I'm praying that happens. I think we need, and I think it's justified retribution. We need to be compensated for what they did to us. We need to have we need to get back to some sense of normalcy. I don't think we ever will get totally back to where we were. I think we're all changed forever.
Yes. Well, thank you, Sandy, for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.